Now, look, I know you've got to create drama on these shows, but that is such a crock of shit.
You're not going to allow Tom Mitchell in this team.
Not with the midfield we've already got, no. I think it'd be a waste of a bench spot to put him in there.
What, Quainer and Noble can both be in front of Dan Rioli, I think.
But do they have to be in front of Dan Rioli? Are they that much better that there's definitely the argument that...
Oh, I need defenders. This is grand final day, Quinn, what we're talking about.
But I could argue our midfield is a little bit deep as well.
As deep as ours?
Maybe not.
Yeah. Have you been genuine or...
No,
if you're genuine, I'll debate it.
Oh,
fuck off. Yeah, go on, keep going.
No, I don't want to go anymore. I don't want to do this anymore.
No.
Get over it, mate. It was years ago.
All right, here we are. Another episode of the 22. It's a big one ahead of the big clash on Friday night between Collingwood and Richmond. We've got a Richmond fan and a Collingwood fan and a Carlton fan trying to mediate this. So I think the best option was a Carlton fan to mediate it because he doesn't like both teams. And, you know, if he chooses a player and agrees on one, it's going to be legit. So how are we feeling, lads? This is a big one.
Oh, mate. To be honest with you, the way Collingwood's been playing, I'm quite nervous going into this one. It's not a great place to be after the way the Pies have been playing. But no, I'm looking forward to it. I've got some players in mind that mightn't be expected being thrown into this list.
Do you get a feeling that the Collingwood players might dominate this team?
Nah.
No? Okay. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. Thanks for having me here, boys. It's very exciting. But, yeah, we've obviously got a strong side at the moment. So I'm interested to see who he's going to pick, if he's going to replace anyone. But... obviously, he's going to get his chance, and we'll find out.
Yes, very much looking forward to it. I'm disappointed that you're not wearing your Richmond scarf. Like, he's got his pie scarf. So.
I know. Yeah. It's in the trophy cabinet.
Oh, here it is. Early. He's gone early already.
I forgot to whip it out.
So I'm living in the past, mate.
All right, well, let's kick things off. I believe the Pies are going to go first in this one. So, mate, pick your first player.
First player, I was actually looking for him just before. And I can't find him, but where is he? I want to go with the skipper, Darcy Moore.
There he is.
I printed him off, didn't I?
What do you want him? Full-back.
No debate, Quinn.
Nah, he's come in strong. I won't debate Darcy Moore at full-back.
You're not going to put up Gibcus or...
Josh Gibcus would nearly nudge him out for me, but I think just being captain, he takes the... Trish is not happy with that. Trish is not happy with that.
I'm not going to buy it early. So.
He's not gonna, it's early. It's early. I'll leave Darcy Moore in there. So.
I think Darcy stays, definitely. I think he's one of the best fullbacks in it. So
not much to argue with there. Well, I'm going to go straight down the other end of the field, and I'm going to put big Tommy J. Lynch at full forward.
Yep.
I feel like this is another non-negotiable.
Yep. Any rebuttal?
Why do I feel like I was going to get some debate from you?
No, I was
feeling so Carlton fan.
Yeah. No, we love Lynch. We love him.
We love him on this podcast. Absolutely.
I think I'm trying to think of another Collingwood player that you could debate in that position, but I think Lynch is one of the best in it, so hard to go past him. Yep. All right.
My next pick, Jordan De Luca in the midfield.
Imagine I forgot him.
In the guts. De Luca in the guts. Okay, run us through that.
Best footy. Been playing well to start off this year. And I don't think maybe besides Torino, he's the only midfielder I'd have in there.
From our side?
From Richmond. Yes.
You wouldn't even look at Prestia?
No. Too injury prone. Wow.
See, now this is something I'm...
Dusty?
Oh, is it on current form?
I'd say, yeah, this is 2023 version.
I don't think Dustin Martin's in the side.
There's a bit to work with there.
This is hotting up early. We love this.
There's a bit to work with there. I'm happy to leave De Luca there with room for movement potentially as we go forward, but I'm happy to leave him there for now because that is a strong pick.
I can see that getting argued later on.
That's what I'm saying.
In your eyes as well.
So I'm happy to leave this here for now because I do agree he's a star and he's going to be in the team. Where he fits in this team is a different story, but I'm leaving De Luca there for now. So I'm happy to concede Jordan De Luca in the midfield.
All right. What are we thinking?
Jeez, who do I go? Would I bring out the big guns early? I don't know. It's a tough one. Ooh, who do I go? I'm going off current form, and he was on the All-Australian squad last year. I'm going to put him on the half-back line, and I've loved his first 2 games. I'm going to put Daniel Rioli on the half-back line. I can tell that Driz isn't happy with that. But 2 games in a row, he's racked up 25+ with over 80% efficiency.
This is a contentious one.
It is, but he was All-Australian squad last year. I know it's not the team, but it's a squad. It's still, tough to make that. And he's playing some good footy at the moment. So
Half-back?
Yeah,
Yep.
halfback flank.
It's interesting. He was really good round 1. Very good.
And I watched yesterday quite closely, and he was very, very good.
Yep.
No one was good in the third quarter of yesterday's game, but
Yep.
first, second, and fourth, he was very good. So
Okay.
I'm open for conversation.
Any Collingwood halfbacks that you think should?
Well, for starters, I mean, it's a position now that it's getting a bit, I don't know, what's the word? They're
Tainted?
putting players, tainted's probably the right word. Putting players there just to get touches. Like, they don't defend. Like Sinclair. No, don't get me wrong, Nick Dacos is guilty of it. But not guilty of it. You want them there. You need your ball users there, but I don't know. I can see it. He's good. He's good, breaks lines, but I don't know. If you gave me Quainer or him, I'm probably going Quainer.
Ooh. So you wouldn't have you wouldn't potentially go Rioli and Quainer on the other side, or have you got someone else in mind?
In my ideal side, I'd have Jaden Short and Quainer.
All right. Well, what do you want to do? Are we taking Rioli out of this side now? Do you not happy with him?
If you believe
I'm happy to leave him here. I want him on here, but if you want, we can stay in for now, and then with like we've said, there's room for movement later. We can adjust. I want Rioli in my team. Though.
All right, you can leave him there for now. You get one pass. And you can have
all right, and Daniel Rioli is my pass.
I think Rioli stays there for now. I think if you want to put a really strong argument for why Isaac Quaynor should be ahead of him, you can. But I think for now, Rioli stays if you don't have that up your sleeve just yet.
Well, see, the way I'm thinking is Quayner's more defensive, not as offensive as maybe Dan Rioli is. But you don't need two blokes playing that role. My idea is Nick Dacos is a better footballer than Dan Rioli. Someone to outlet to coming off halfback. That's the only way I'm thinking of. Because he doesn't defend. I know for a fact he doesn't defend.
Nah, he's not the best.
But there's an argument that say that Nick Dacos isn't playing at halfback this year. So is he a halfbackman anymore?
He has sort of playing a bit of both at the moment.
Yeah.
He can put him anywhere, really.
Yeah.
I was about to say, I feel I'm conceding this one early. Wherever it decides to be on the ground, I can't have any argument against Nick Dacos being in this side. So I'll concede that early. But
all right, let's keep Rioli there for now.
I want Rioli
and then we'll see what happens a bit later on.
All right, done.
All
right. My next pick, Braden Maynard. Back pocket. Superstar of our game, All-Australian last year. Hard to go past.
Look, because we went to school with him, I'll give it to you.
Best mates with him.
That's probably the only reason I'm going to leave this one here, though, because I reckon there's plenty of other people I could switch in. But
Like who?
Nah, no one. I just wanted to see what you say. I just wanted to rile you up early. But Maynard stays for me. I think in this team, it's probably more on the Pies side than so much with Richmond. But if we're looking, like you said earlier, if we're looking for a grand final side, you want a few players with a bit of CUNT in them. Mm-hmm. And Bruzzy's got that.
Exactly right.
And Bruzzy's got that. So I have no argument for Braden Maynard in this team.
Yeah, plays small, plays tall. One of our better defenders.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Bruzzy stays. I love it.
Bruz.
Love his attitude and love the way he attacks it.
Beautiful.
Yep, he's in. Tigers.
I'm going to put Shea Bolton somewhere on the half-forward flank. Because I'm liking... You can put him on that side if you want to give him space, but I'm happy with Shea Bolton on the half-forward flank. I like the excitement he brings. I think he's a bit of X factor as well. When the game gets close, you can sort of, count on him to bob up somewhere. So I'm happy with that. That's thoughts, Jimmy?
Yeah, look, I can't argue with Shea Bolton. He's one of my favourite players going around, non-Collingwood.
Yeah.
I think he's a superstar, but, can't argue with that.
All right, beautiful.
I think he stays.
It's been an easy few picks to start.
Yep, beautiful.
Yeah, get the big guns out of the way. The nitty-gritty...
They're hard to argue, the big players, aren't they?
That's it. You know where it's going to get tough as well. Like you said, this midfield battle, because I think you could argue so many players that could fit into this team.
We've also got some bench spots that we need to...
Stay tuned.
We do have to fill a bench as well, so that's where it's going to get tricky.
Yeah, the
players that don't
the
make
bench is
the
the
team.
hardest part, because do you go tactical with your bench and go, all right, well, we've already got this. Do you have a backup, defender, forward, mid, or do you just stack it with one? It's tough.
Yeah.
But it's a while away, so we've got time.
I have been thinking about this one, and it's pretty easy, I reckon. Steel side bottom on a wing.
Now, argue you get more run from Camden McIntosh.
Oh, yeah. Nah, I'm not having that, Quinn.
So it's staying with Steel?
Yeah. Have you been genuine, or if you're genuine, I'll debate it.
No, we'll leave Steel there. We'll leave Steel side bottom.
Jeez, you're fucking lucky.
You mentioned earlier they shouldn't bring up Camden, so Steel stays. And if you look at the post the AFL put up about a year and a half ago, there was a photo of me on there, and people were commenting it was poor man Steel side bottom. So I got a soft spot for Steel. So I got a soft spot for Steel side bottom at the moment. So
I got two things in common with him: no feathers and hair. That's it.
I'll take both of them. Steel stays. Steel stays on my wing.
I think Steel stays. Yep, it's a good one.
Beautiful. So Steel stays. Who is next on my list? You mentioned him earlier, so I'm going to bring him in now. Like you said, get the big guns out of the way. I think Timmy Taranto's got to find a place somewhere in this team. So he can play forward or mid. For the moment, I'm going to chuck him in the guts. Room for movement, but I'm going to chuck him in the guts at the moment because I think he's got to be in there somewhere.
Yep, I do agree. I do like Tim Taranto. I think he's a star. But I will say this Collingwood midfield runs deep. I don't know if he starts midfield or whether he finds himself on the bench, but he can play forward as well. So I'm happy to have him there.
Like I said, room for movement, but I could argue our midfield is a little bit deep as well.
As deep as ours?
Maybe not as deep, but I feel like we're both our top tier, like our starting mids are both very strong, I would say. Mm-hmm. So I'm saying there's good debate coming up.
So what's Richmond's best possible starting midfield on paper?
It's hard because it depends on form. But I think right now, if I were to pick one, I've probably got Tim Taranto in there. I've got Jacob Hopper.
Yeah, go on, keep going.
No, I don't want to go anymore. I don't want to do this anymore.
No.
I've probably got Shea starting in the midfield.
Oh, you got him starting in the guts.
They don't do it often enough. I really like him.
You don't?
No,
well,
because I know that the midfield that's coming in with the Collingwood players as well. Okay. So I think in this team, he's best starting here. But in Richmond's team, I like him in the gut. Actually, sorry. And either that or I'd swap Hopper, for Prestia when he's fully fit. Because you're not obviously putting an injured Prestia. So I've got Prestia, Taranto, Shea, and then you got Nank as our ruckman, obviously. So that would be my Richmond starting mid. So I think that's relatively good. And you got Hopper coming on off the bench. Fridge can run through there if he needs to. Cochin's old, I guess, but he's still got a bit of grunt about him, which you'll take. So it's not as deep, like I said. I'm not saying it's as deep, but I still think we've got some talent there.
Okay. All right.
Anyway, whose turn is it? I forgot.
Well, we're keeping Taranto in there for now.
Yeah. So
and we'll see how that rolls.
Up.
Yep. I will go with a bloke that could have been anything if he had played all his career, but he's finally found some luck with injury. Jamie Elliott on the half-forward flank.
Jeez. There's no denying he's a very good player.
Yeah,
I don't like him personally for obvious reasons.
I wonder why. Yeah,
but
I've been looking for some debate and I can't again because he's too good, he's too clutch, and he's looking fit too. He's looking
sexy man as well.
Yeah, I don't want to go too much on about it. But he looks good. He looks very good at the moment. So we'll leave Billy.
Yeah, I think he stays.
Happy to leave Billy there.
He's one of the best smalls in the comp. So
done.
Yeah,
all right, beautiful. Now. I don't think you've got him on this list, Marcus, but in paper.
I know who you're going to choose.
But I'm going to put him in here. And again, room for debate. But I think purely for your forward pressure and your pure speed in the forward pocket, I want Morris Rioli Jr.
Fuck off.
And I know you're going to argue Bobby Hill, but I think Morris has got Bobby covered.
Ooh,
what?
Jeez. All right.
Yeah.
Now, look, I know you've got to create drama on these shows, but that is such a crock of shit.
I'm talking for pure forward pressure because I think the players we're going to have coming in aren't pressure players.
Well, then you have Bo McCreary. You're going to say Morris Rioli is a better footballer than Bo McCreary? Is this what we've got?
I think he's a better pressure player than Bo McCreary.
Oh my god.
Pressure purely.
Yeah, purely. You can go with it off purely.
No, I'd say Morris is a better pressure player.
No, it's going to.
He was the highest rated pressure player last season.
Oh. Is that right? And how'd you finish?
Played all right, made finals.
Did he play in that final?
He did.
He did?
He did. He kicked 3, actually.
Did he?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. I still think...
Don't fact check that.
I don't know if he did kick 3 in the final, Quinn.
He kicked a couple. It was at least 2.
I don't know. But do you just want him for pressure? Or
Well, I'm looking at the team that we're going to have. Lynch won't chase. Shea Bolton, he runs one way. I love him, but he runs one way. He's not going to chase many people. Billy, you probably better at it than me. I'm not too sure. Is he much? Are you going to get much pressure from him?
Not a whole heap. He puts in, but it's not.
I'm probably know who. Like I'm having an idea of who might play centre half, forward, and pockets and all that. I'm just thinking we don't have anyone in there that's really going to put in that grunt work at ground level and chase hard and tackle. And I think if you want someone with speed that's going to really worry defenders as they're trying to get it out of their back 50, I think Morris is your man.
So what were there's some good points, but who's he competing with here? Is he competing with Bobby Hill, Bo McCreary, Jack Ginnivan?
Well, there's both. Well,
he's got Ginnivan. He's got Ginnivan covered.
Pressure-wise, he's got Ginnivan covered.
But we'll be choosing this player purely on pressure, or
that's my reasoning.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's my pure reasoning because I think that I probably haven't seen enough of Bobby Hill. To be fair, he's been good in his first couple of games at the Pies, but obviously being a giant, I didn't watch a whole lot of him. So it's probably not the fairest comparison, but I think Morris has probably got Hill covered, but McCreary is the one where I am happy to debate that one. But I think if you're going purely pressure, I think that Morris is the better of the two. But there's 2 pockets as well. So that's pretty much all my cards on the table.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point you make about Bobby Hill as well. He has only played really 2 good games so far.
That's at Collingwood, though. He obviously had some good games at the Giants.
But it didn't set the world on fire at the Giants as well.
No, I think if we did this team in 12 months from now, Bobby Hill is not even
at this rate.
Yeah, the rate he's going, I don't think you question it. But is 2 games enough?
You putting Morris in this team?
I still want Morris in this team. I'm happy for a debate and a mediated decision if need be, but I'm...
it's a tough one. It is a tough one.
Again, is it another one we have to come back and revisit? I'm not sure.
Like I like both your arguments for it, but at the moment, what Bobby Hill's produced in those first 2 weeks have been pretty crazy.
Yeah,
his smarts around goal are ridiculous. That goal he kicked against Port was out of this world. Morris has been great as well. There's no denying that. Morris's pressure, especially in round 1, I thought his pressure was really good. He was great. Does he hit the scoreboard enough? That's the thing I think with Morris at this stage. There's no denying that he might not. There could be a time where he does get in this team. Maybe he's on the bench. But I think for that forward pocket spot, I think this is a 2023 combined team. I think we have to go Bobby.
Yeah, I'm also thinking if you want it purely on pressure, there's no better forward pressure than Bo McCreary. Pushes right up the ground, tackles hard, tackles to hurt. I fucking love him. I love going to watch the footy and watch him play.
He's exciting to watch. I admit that. I don't know. I have the same arguments from Rioli as you do McCreary. I think the same thing.
But Bo's better.
So who do we want? Do we want Bo?
So you're arguing Bo?
Do we want Bo, Bobby or Morris?
Well, I'm sticking with Morris, but I know that there's...
Okay.
I'm keeping my forward pockets as is. I'm getting Bo in one and I'm putting Bobby in the other.
Well, we're arguing one position right now, so...
Bobby goes ahead of Morris and we can talk about Bo after. Okay?
All right, done.
All right.
Done. Fuck.
It's all right, mate. Look, it was going to happen. You're going to get an intellectual on here that's going to put you back in your place.
All right, well, you're up.
Yep. One of the greatest players I've ever seen. The man that does it week in, week out. I am happy to put Scott Penderbury on an interchange. Has to be there. Can play back. Can go into the guts. Whenever Collingwood seem to get in trouble, we put him where we need him. He's an absolute superstar of the competition. And when he leaves, I swear it'll be like losing my father. I need this man in this side.
Yep.
Yeah, fuck, I got nothing on
Can't
Scott. I
argue.
got nothing on Penrith.
I'm surprised you haven't put him on the ground.
He's one of the only Collingwood players that, from the time I remember watching football to right now, that I've never had any dislike or anything towards him. I've always loved Scott Penderbury, so I have no argument. And I do love and appreciate the fact as well that you were more than happy to start the bench and get it rolling.
Yeah, it's good.
I like that. I like that. But yeah, no, I'm happy to leave Pendles. I would have been happier with anywhere with Pendles, to be honest. It's hard to argue him, but I'm happy with him there.
One of the all-time greats, man, just so durable. And you know what? He's in his whatever season he's in at the moment. What he's doing is crazy. So has to be in this team.
Yeah, I love it. All right. Now, the position that he's in could be up for debate. He can be moved around a bit, but I think you want him in this side for pure intercept and his use of the football as well. But I think Nick Vlostone has to be in this team somewhere. So I'm going to put him for now on the half-back flank, but he can be moved around. But I think his intercept game is very strong. He does defend well, and his ball use is very good as well. And he's tough. He's not shy to put his head over the ball.
Yep.
Yeah. I've always rated Nick Vloston, I will admit. In an ideal world, look, you probably can't have Howe in this side because obviously what's going on. So I would probably what's the word?
Replace.
Replace. That's the one I was after.
The intellectual we got on everything.
Yeah. No, I'd have Vloston. I would. I do like
Do
him.
we want him at half-back or do we want him in a back pocket? That's my...
Well, I'm open to...
I
just think he
back
has to be
pocket.
somewhere
I think he's
in
more
this
of a back
line.
pocket.
Yeah, well, I'm happy to put him there. I just need him somewhere in this back line. I'll take it.
I'd prefer him there.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
I'm happy to have him there. Because I know that, especially you guys have a few blokes that can run up the half-back. And there's a couple that I'd probably pick in there myself, to be honest with you, if it was me picking them. So, yeah, Vloston I'm happy with.
Yeah. Yep. I'm happy. Back pocket. There's
Beautiful.
better ball users out there. So...
Yeah.
Done.
Beautiful. All right.
I was just having a look then, and there is a name missing off this list that I would like to put at centre half forward,
By all means.
and that's Brody Mychek.
I knew this was coming. And I love the look you were just giving me.
The man competes every contest, throws his body at the ball like a kamikaze. It's hard not to love the man.
As
He
much
hits the scoreboard every week, always pressure, crashes packs, does everything.
Now, as much as this pains me to say, I do have a 3-time Coleman medalist sitting in my list that's not yet put on this board. But if we're going by 2023 form, I think his prime is definitely past him. And I think if we're talking about Brody Mychek, the guy who has been Collingwood's only real forward option down there for the last few years, he's really held his own. And like I said, it genuinely pains me to say this, but I think I have to agree.
Yeah.
I think I want checkers in this team.
Well, he's
Jack's not even the best footballer in his family.
I want Liam Baker somewhere in this team. Now, whether he's on the half back or a pocket, or even if we put him on the bench, I'm happy anywhere. I'm up for debate with this one. For now, I'm going to put him on the half back because I want him there. But I'm not open to take him off this list. He needs to be in this team, but I'm open for movement of position.
Well, I would have thought for starters you'd have Short starting there.
I thought the same, but I thought if you run and carry, I've already argued Rioli for that position, and that's still up for movement potentially from our conversation earlier. And you're going to get run, carry, and a long kick from Short, but I want a bit of grunt. And Bakes is one of those players that will just go nuts for it because I don't think he thinks about it when he goes to the ball, and that's what you kind of need. We've got Bruzzy in the pocket, but I think as backman you want a strong, tough, scary back line. I think Baker's one of those blokes I want there. So,
yeah. I do like him. Look, I'm happy to leave him there for the time being.
all right.
It will be up for debate later. I'll give it
I
over
don't
to you.
doubt it will be.
Yep, happy with that.
Happy with that?
Bakes at half-back. Yep.
Beautiful.
I will go next. Jack Crisp, straight into the guts for mine.
Yeah. Now, this
I
was
said
the player I
in
thought
the
you might
guts.
have put on the half-back line.
Nah. I said coming here, if I could pick a side, that would be my starting midfield from the two teams.
Yeah.
I think you've got two inside balls. You need a bit of run and carry, bit of finesse coming out of there.
You are going to get that from Crisp. I would love to argue a Hopper or Prestia for this position in terms of bull, but again, Prestia when he's at his fittest, he is a star. But like you did mention earlier, he does have his injury problems, and if this is a game like we need to win a flag with this side, I want a team that's going to have players consistently in there.
When's the last time Prestia played well?
Plays well all the time. What are you talking
All the
about?
time.
You see where he pulled in the Brownlow last year?
Oh, the Brownlow. It's a nothing award, mate.
I'm sure if Pendles won it last year, you'd be saying
It's
it
the
was
best
something
award.
award.
Best award ever.
Yeah, see, there you go. No, I'm just saying, like he just doesn't play consistently enough over his last few seasons. But he was the reason when he wasn't playing, we lost a lot of games last year because he just made our midfield look Like when he wasn't there, our midfield didn't look right. It looked off. And that's why we went for players like Taranto and Hopper to fill that void when we do lose someone like a Prestia. So I would argue it. But I think I think Crisp is one of those players, and he's so consistent. Like, hasn't he played, how many games in a row has he played now?
190 something, I think it is now.
It's nuts. So you're going to get him doing the same thing every week. I think talent-wise, they're not far off each other, but I think for consistency, I'm happy to leave Crisp in this side.
Yeah. Good call.
Yeah, I thought you might say that.
Yeah. Well, what I was going to suggest, if you were really going to argue Prestia, was to put Prestia in there, maybe Crisp on a wing. So I feel like he does some good work along there too. So I think Crisp is very versatile, can play halfback, wing, can go on the guts as well. So I was happy to entertain a potential.
Well, I'm looking now to see who else I might put on this wing, because I had a name in mind that I really wanted on the wing, but I have a feeling it's going to get some strong pushback. So I'm having a look now from both sides to see who I would potentially put there. And
there's a wingman ready to go.
Yeah, I know who he's going to pick. There's also
me or Jimmy?
Huh?
Me or Jimmy?
Jimmy.
I know who Jimmy's
I know who he's going to use on that wing. It's pretty obvious. But there is also a glaring omission in this as well, which I'm very surprised he hasn't been put in yet.
Wow, it's the thing. So, it was always going to be a tough team.
This is really hard. This is really hard. It's great. It's a great debate.
I'm going to leave it as is for now.
Okay.
I'm going to leave it as is because I don't think I've got strong enough arguments right now. So
well,
I'm happy to leave that.
You're up then.
Alrighty. Well, I'm going to complete this midfield with our skipper, Nank the Tank, as our ruckman. I want Nank as our ruck. I think he's not the tallest. He's not your best tap ruckman as such. But again, for CUNT and pure toughness and pressure, you're going to get that from Nank.
Because that's what I always it always shit me with Brodie Grundy. He was always the biggest bloke out there, but never wanted to just drop his body weight into someone. Nank does it. I love it. Happy to have him.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Did you not see the game of Darcy Cameron on the weekend?
Yeah, it was good.
He was very good.
Yeah, but I still
want the Nank?
Yeah,
okay.
I want the Nank.
No, that's good.
I'm not bagging Cameron in any way.
No, I just thought you'd have an argument for him, considering the form he's been in. But all right, we're going with Nank.
Beautiful.
All right, you're up.
Yeah, I'm going to put him in before he reaches for a Marlon Pickett or a Camden McIntosh. I'm putting Dakes on the wing.
Which Josh.
Yep.
Yeah, I wasn't touching Camden, but I was looking at Pickett in that side. I think he's been outstanding. So you're right with that one. I was going for a Pickett on that wing, but Dakes has been superb. So
yep.
I think you can't compare the two players in the sense that I think Dakes is all class and his ball use is fantastic and he runs all day non-stop. But I think what you get from Pickett is completely different, and I think it depends on what you're looking for in a player. But I think I've already argued Baker. He'll fly back with he intercepts the footy a lot as well. But I think we've already got those sorts of players. And for pure class and ball use, I think we need someone silky like Dacos. So
okay.
I'll allow it.
Yep.
Oh, you'll
allow it.
You're allowing
Jesus
it.
Christ.
I'll allow this.
All right.
It's a fine team, isn't it?
Can I just say something? Why is Nick Dacos not being picked yet?
Because that's just a certainty, isn't it?
Where's he going?
I've got him on the bench, me personally.
Jeez.
Whether you roll him through the guts or through halfback.
If I'm picking this team, if I'm right now a coach, we're going into a grand final, where do I pick this side? Nick Dacos starts on the bench.
Wow. Okay.
But a bench is nothing. You're on the ground in 2 minutes.
That's why.
That is true, yeah.
That's why. And I also started him on the bench for versatility. I mean, I know you can move him around anyway, but he could start there and he could come on for someone in the half back line. He can come on for someone in the midfield. He can go anywhere. And that's why I start him on the bench and it's open for options.
Okay. No, that's fair. It's just shocking.
We'll get to that because we're not up
to talk of the town at the moment.
He is talk of the town. But if you look at the side, there's some
absolutely
very classy players that have been around and have got a bit more experience and all that. I'm not saying he's not, because of that he's no good, but that's just my thoughts there. So
fair enough. All right, well, you're up.
Alrighty, I am up. I don't even know what we have left. What do we got? We've got a pocket and bench.
We've got a centre half back.
We do.
I think there's a pretty
forward
easy
pocket
one for that.
Well, who have you even got left? I've got to have a look at your side to see who you've got left, to see who you're going to be arguing into this team.
Well, you already know one.
I know one. I know Dakes, but I'm looking at...
You've got the centre half back there.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. Well,
Big Mace looks like he wants to get on too.
Mace does. Now, it's tough for me because, there's a couple of backmen I could pick for my centre half back role. And do I go with someone a little bit older, a bit more experienced, or do I go with a young buck that's looking pretty good. So who are you thinking I was going to pick? I'm glad
Grimes.
Yeah, that's who I was
Walter's a
thinking.
big dum-dum.
He is a big dum-dum. He is. But when he's on, he's on.
He
But
was good yesterday, wasn't he?
he was all right yesterday. But I think I have to go my other captain, Dylan Grimes. Yeah, I think Grimes needs to be in this team as well. I agree with that one wholeheartedly. Broad would be, but he's suspended for 3 weeks after that tackle
Old tits
yesterday.
Broad.
Yep.
Old titties. Yeah, now for me, Grimes in his team, I'm glad there was no argument there. And I think that backline looks very good at the moment.
So four Richmond players, 2 Collingwood in that back 6. So,
Well, the
nah.
forward line's almost the opposite way around. So
yeah,
3 Pies to 2 Tigers.
beautiful.
I am starting to come round. I think Dags has to start on that halfback in front of Baker.
I'm happy to have Bakes on the bench.
Yeah, we'll compromise.
Compromise?
Compromise.
Done.
Baker on the bench.
Yeah,
Nick Dacos.
like I said, I'm not letting Baker off this side.
I just can't
so-
believe Nick Dacos has slid to this late.
Well, we
But-
just knew he was a certainty.
Yeah.
It's one of those ones, like, he was always going to find a spot in this team.
Yep. It just
So-
took a late swap, didn't it?
Well, I think it's the versatility of
Yeah.
him. They're probably good on Nick Dacos for making the side.
Yep.
Good on him.
Good on him.
He's got a jumper.
He's done all right. Whose turn is it?
I'll
Is it
just
mine?
pick Dags.
Yeah, you pick Dax. So much conversation going
You're
on.
right. So we have a forward pocket spot left.
And 2 bench
And
spots.
2 bench spots.
2 bench spots.
Yeah.
All right. Well, who have I got left? Now, I know... Maybe it's the Nuffy Richmond supporter in me, but I can't leave this place happy not having this man anywhere on this board, whether it's in the pocket or on the bench. But I need Dustin Martin in this team. I need him somewhere in this team. I know he's been playing a lot of forward now. He's not really going to roll through the midfield much, which is why I didn't even bother suggesting him. But I'm having him somewhere. I think if you've got Dustin Martin one-on-one out in the goal square, which he tends to get a lot, he wins 10 times out of 10. And I'll put him in the pocket for now, but I'm happy to slide him over. I'm just going to put him there because it's closer, more convenient for me. But I want Dusty somewhere in this side.
Look, I've got to agree with that. He's a superstar. Done everything in the game there possibly is to do. Still one-on-one. You don't want the ball kicked to him. I'm happy to have him there.
All right, we'll agree on that one.
Done. Dusty's in.
So just looking at it, if you're going to look at this tactically, who's your second ruckman?
Well, I'm thinking... we don't even have a ruckman in this list that I could pick from, to be fair, and the Richmond players that you've written
Big
down.
Samson.
Pardon?
Big Samson's
he's
not there.
He's not here.
Well, you can pick
You're
him.
shitting
You can
me.
still pick
we
him.
can still pick him, I guess, can't we? Yeah, but you know what it
You
is?
pick Morris.
I did pick Morris, you're right. I'd love a Samson or just say, for example, but he's played 2 games.
I was taking the piss, by the way. You're not picking him.
No, I'm not. I'm saying, but like, I'd love to be able to say someone like him, but he's played 2 games. You can't pick someone like that.
Kick 3 goals.
Well, we going with the solo ruck. Let Nank go all day.
But then you're going to swap with a backman, and who do we have? We don't really have any of the... Or, you know what I mean? You're going to swap with someone else. I don't want Lynch out of that full forward line to ruck while Nank's off. And we don't really have...
Can Mychek do a stint?
Can
I
pinch
don't-
it. I've never
Yeah.
seen him do it.
I don't want checkers. I don't want checkers pinching in the ruck. I'm going... If we're doing the 2 rucks, it's between Soldo and Cameron.
Yeah, look.
It's between Soldo and Cameron. And if we're happy to stick with my only argument with sticking with the 1 ruckman is I'm looking at this team. It's not the biggest team. We don't have a tall side. No. Our tallest defender is Darcy Moore. You're not putting him in the ruck. And our tallest forward's Lynch, and you're not putting him in the ruck. That could have been my other argument for Marlon Pickett, that he could have pinched it in the ruck. That'd be the only strong argument I would have had over Dakes, is that he could double as a ruckman if you needed him to. But for me, it's either Soldo or Cameron if we're going a second ruckman. But that's what we've got to decide on. Do we want 2 rucks?
Well, I don't know. I think you've got enough star power around the ground that you're probably not going to lose a lot of centre clearances anyway. So Nank can just stand there.
Yeah, I don't
Stick
mind
a hand
that.
up.
Yeah, I don't mind that. And if we need to make do with someone else stepping in, we'll do it for a couple of minutes if we need be.
Yep.
I'm happy to go with 1 ruckman. I think it'd be a waste of a bench spot.
Yep.
So whose
Happy
turn was
days.
it, by the way?
It is...
No, you picked Martin, didn't you?
Yeah, you picked
so it's your
Dusty.
turn. Yeah.
I'm looking at him. You've got Baker, got Pendlebury there. I just can't go past this bloke. He's done it all. Taylor Adams. If he wasn't for his injuries and problems, he'd probably be the captain of Collingwood right now. Did it on his own for a long time, and Tom Mitchell's finally come in to help him out. But I've got to have him there.
Yeah. He's a star, isn't he?
Rotate through that midfield. He's been doing it this year. He's starting half forward some weeks. He's looking good.
Yeah. Now who we got? We've got Scott. See, Pendle's could play halfback too. Because I can say my only argument is that we do need some midfield depth, but you've also got Dakes here. You've got Shea here. I know we won't do a lot, but you've got
Jamie Elliott can as well.
Elliott too. You've got Dusty that can go through there if you need him to. So we've got a lot of midfielders, Pendles can go through, but he can also go half-back. You could almost have Pendles come on, Dakes goes in, and you rotate him that way.
Ooh.
So you've got options. So I'm happy to have a pure midfielder on our bench. I'm happy to have that because I think we need a pure midfielder. Now for the last spot in this team, trying to see some fight back that I might get. So I'm trying to have a look who you've got left.
There are some quality players not picked yet. So there's going to be someone decent.
Can I just point out, and I know you're going to laugh, Jimmy.
Who?
No, I'm not putting him in this team, but I'm just going to point out that right now, on both of our lists that haven't been picked, and I don't see them getting into this side, there's 2 Brownlow medalists. And you might not include him, but Trent Cotchin's a Brownlow medalist.
Yeah, it means nothing.
No, I'm just saying they're not going to get a spot in this team.
I'm saying it's interesting. We run deep.
That's what I'm saying. It's interesting how you've got a Brownlow medalist and we've got one, then both of them aren't making this side. I'm just saying that's how strong this side is. I'm not trying to pick him. Don't worry.
How do you know they're not going to make this side?
I'm not allowing it.
You're not going to allow Tom Mitchell in this team?
Not with the midfield we've already got, no. I think it'd be a waste of a bench spot to put him in there.
I disagree with that.
That's very
I wouldn't want Mitchell in this team. As is, I wouldn't want him in there. I think he's a great player. I'm not saying he's not, but I just wouldn't want him in this team.
Yep.
Who have we got left? I want, and he could have started this team. If I'm going to go with anybody that's left and people have got room to argue for, I'm probably going to argue Jaden Short on the bench. Because I know I'm not going to get even a sniff with Jack Rewalt being in there. The midfield, I shouldn't have agreed with Tal Adams because we've already stacked out our midfield. So Prestia's not getting in there, unfortunately. Hopper won't get in there.
I don't think Short wants to get in there either, mate. Couldn't pick him up.
He didn't want to get off the board. He's not used to starting on the bench. I think if I have to, my last pick would definitely be Jaden Short starting on that bench, and I think because he can go through. He's been playing all over the place as well. He's been very versatile. He's notoriously off the halfback, that big booming kick, but we've seen him in the guts last year a little bit. I've seen him up forward a little bit at times as well. I think he can play all over the place, and you know what you're going to get from him every week. I feel like he's very consistent. You don't normally see a bad game from Jaden Short, so I'm happy with him there.
Yep. I like it.
Yeah, look, I want Short to start. I'd get him out of there and I'd almost replace him with Bo. If you don't need these two in the same side, there's no point. You're down a defender, basically. And Nick Dacos, is better than Dan Rioli. And I dare to tell me I'm wrong. You just can't argue with facts, mate, unfortunately. Dan Rioli's a serviceable footballer.
My only argument for that is that there's...
Superstar.
Yeah, my only argument for that is like Marcus brought up before, do you count Rioli... do you count Dacos as a half-backman?
Well, I think you have to.
Do you have to purely for the sake of fitting him in this side, or do you have to...
Fit him in the side.
Because
he can play wherever he wants.
Position. Like, that's where he's been dominating off that half-back line too.
Has he?
He has.
Dakes had 32 and kicked 2 yesterday.
Wow.
Round 1 had 35.
He's been very good this year, I'll admit. I can't argue that.
Better than, yeah.
Could be winning a Brownlow after 2 rounds.
Exactly right. And the Brownlow means everything, as we've been through.
Here we go. That'd be right.
So what are you suggesting here? That Rioli comes off this team and then you want Short there instead? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Right.
And then I think Dan Rioli's spot can come into the discussion with some of the players I've got left.
No, I'm happy to swap Short and Rioli.
Because Short's done it. He's won BNFs in premiership years.
He has done that. You're right. He's right. Rioli is relatively new to the half-back position. I think he's excelled at it, but you're right. He's very new to a Short. You're right. You want to BNF. So I'm happy to do that. I'm happy to swap Short and Rioli for now. I'm happy to concede that.
We're doing that.
Yeah, I'm happy to put Short off that half back. A booming right boot will never go astray.
But see, I'm a big believer you need one rotation for each line. So you need a back rotation, which probably is... Fuck, the argument can be... Even Johnny Noble's had a good year this year.
Yeah.
And he does defend. This bloke doesn't. He doesn't go near anyone.
Oh, he's not... Maybe in the air, but he chases. Like, he's a hunt. He hunts you down.
He's a hunt, you reckon?
I'm not biting that. I'm not biting at that. But he will chase and put pressure on because he did it in the forward line and that was sort of what his main role was. And out the half back, he still does that. I think he's utilised a lot better off the half back because I think you could argue that Rioli would be our back rotation, for example. Mm. You've got Taylor Adams in the midfield. Bakes can go just about anywhere.
But he can play anywhere as well.
He can play anywhere as well. That's where the debate comes in because Baker can go as a forward pocket.
Yeah, I'm happy to have him, a half forward.
Yeah, I'm happy with
that forward.
Yeah, half pocket, he's good there. Mm-hmm. Pendles can go through the midfield if he wants. He can go half back, half forward. Yeah.
That's a midfielder that you want purely going through the midfield.
He's your pure midfielder for sure, but Pendles is more versatile. You can go on the wing if you needed him to. Maybe not actually, but...
Look, Quainer and Noble can both be in front of Dan Rioli, I think.
But do they have to be in front of Dan Rioli? Are they that much better that there's definitely the argument that...
Well, I need defenders. This is grand final day, Quinn, what we're talking about.
Absolutely we are. But I believe Daniel Rioli, like maybe 1-on-1 in the air, he's not going to... But he's not that tall. Mm. But I think if ball hits the deck, you don't want to be trying to gather the footy off the ground if Rioli's near you.
Yeah, fair.
I've seen some... I'm just like...
Can I jump in here?
You can. Give me 1 second.
Okay. Jeez.
Just relax, mediator. All right.
I'm calling the shots here.
You are calling the shots. You're right. I was just saying I've seen some seriously impressive like chase down run work from Rioli in the past. And I believe that, like I said, once that ball hits the deck, I wouldn't feel comfortable as a forward knowing that if he was nearby, knowing he's chasing me down when I got the ball in hand. If the football's up in the air and you're looking for a strong spoil against 1-on-1, he's maybe not your man. But I think once the ball hits the deck, he's going to cause a lot of problems.
Yep. I like it.
I'm happy for you to step in.
Well, what I was going to say, I think Rioli stays in this team. I think as good as Noble and Quaynor have been, they don't... Like Noble's an elite kick. Quaynor is that versatile defender. Rioli's your dasher. Like I think... And he's really good with the footy as well. So, like, I don't think these two are so much better that they take Rioli's spot. So I think Rioli stays in the team. He was arguably best on ground in round 1. Had a pretty good day in round 2.
What did he have yesterday?
Yeah. What did he have yesterday?
25.
Okay.
I think he went about 85% efficiency or something.
So,
really?
yeah.
I check the stats.
No, I think Rioli stays in the team ahead of Noble and Quaynor. As good as they've been, I've loved John Noble's first 2 games. He's been fantastic.
That's the thing. As much as I would love to sit here right now and throw a big pile of donkey shit on all the players, I don't really have much...
It's hard to.
I can't. Yeah, I really can't. I can't talk shit about pretty much anybody on this list.
Just rolled into betting favourites for the grand final.
Except this cockhead. I'll pull him off right now.
Ooh.
Oh, Coxie.
Oh, get over it, mate. It was years ago.
There's no getting over it, mate. There's no getting over it. Mason
right
Cox tore my life apart. All
yeah,
right.
tore your arsehole apart.
We could have had 4 in a row, this big prick.
All right,
Would you have beat West Coast the next week?
Yeah.
100%.
I wholeheartedly believe we would have beaten West Coast the week after.
It's a good old saying, Queen. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, mate.
Well, you asked
Get
the
over
question,
it.
mate. You asked the question. Fuck me.
All right. We're not talking 2023 anymore, are we? So
No, we've got back
are
to
we happy with this team? Are we happy to complete it? It's done.
I'm happy to call it a wrap. I reckon it's a very solid side. I think we've got a good mix of both teams, and I reckon I would not want to be coming up against this team.
No, it's a great team. Absolutely.
I'd love to try and fit Bo in there, but obviously we've been through it.
Yep.
Look,
You've
looking
got,
at it
it's
now...
already 12 to 10 players, mate. You already got 2 up on me, all right?
Looking at it now, I generally think I'd have Bo in front of Bobby Hill.
I'm happy to have Bo in front of Hill. That I would be happy with.
Well,
and I will say this. the more I think about it, the more I tend to agree. Again, I don't think I've seen enough of Bobby Hill to really make comments about him.
Yeah.
But like you said, and again, looking at this forward line, if Bakes comes in, different story. But looking at this, we still haven't got that pressure player in there. I don't know what Hill's like as a pressure player, but we still don't have that player that's going to hunt down the ball and put pressure on defenders. So I would put McCrory instead of Hill as well. So if you're happy to make that exchange,
yep.
All right, done. We'll do that.
Done.
Because I've just realised we've put Dusty in there as well, and he's not chasing anybody. Let's be honest. So
Yep.
And who's your captain?
Oh God, now you've done this to me. As funny as it is, I don't think I can pick either of my captains.
It's Scott Pendlebury.
It's got to be Pendlebury.
Yeah, Pendle's for mine.
It's got to be Pendlebury, doesn't it? I can't.
I was glad you said that.
Grimes and Nank. Well, first of all, this is only their second year as captains, but they're also dual captains, which I'm not the biggest fan of.
Nah,
and
shocking concept.
Yeah, I don't love it. And Pendles has put this club on his back. Not that you guys have been garbage in his time at the club, but he's put this club on his back for years now. And yeah, I love Scott Pendlebury. Yeah.
Done.
Thank you.
All right, boys, that is it. That is our 22. Shake hands.
Shake on it, mate.
We all agree.
Well done.
It's official.
Beautiful. All
It's
right.
done.
We'll see each other Friday night, mate.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
May
right.
the best
See you
team
there.
win.
See you at the London.